first thoughts are that I'm awful happy that we won the game, get ourselves home ice, get third place in the league. All good things that happen because of that W tonight. It was in doubt for sure during the second period the way Northeastern was playing. I thought they had played us in the second period. I thought we were waiting for something bad to happen, look like, and then we come out, got to go right off the bat in the third, and that kind of took the pressure off. Obviously got a great night from Sean in the cage. He played extremely well. Give Northeastern an awful lot of credit for playing as hard as they did right to the wire, and it's amazing that I think 3 or 4 of those guys must have played every other shift the whole game. They really. Ferrio kid is one of the best players in this league, and it seemed like he was out there the whole time. I was really impressed with him the entire weekend. We got really good goaltender. We did a good job killing penalties, and I thought we did a good job on our power play. So, all in all, it was a big win. It was nice to see Matty Roney get a few shifts and play pretty well when he was out there, and nice to see the Rodriguez, O'Regan, the other line still scoring for us. So pretty good effort from everybody. I was really pleased with the third period.
How great was it to see Gil get 2 goals tonight?
Terrific. I mean, he's been snaking a little bit. He's been working pretty hard. He's one of our best defensive players. He does a good job killing penalties. He does a good job on the half wall and the power play for us. He gets a lot of ice time, but he wasn't generating a lot of offense. He's one of the top 6. And the other 5 have all got 30 or more points. So it was good to see him get a chance to jump up in the score sheet a little bit.
Did you say anything to him after his first goal when he came back to the bench?
I just mentioned to him, nice goal and happy for him.
So they had 16 skaters for most of the night, and as you said, some of those guys were out there forever. Do you think that was a factor, you being able to blow it open in the third?
I don't think there's any question it was a factor. We only played 3 lines and an extra guy for the most part too. But I think the long weekend of them playing a lot of guys last night as well, and then they lose a guy to a 5-minute major. Although they had so many defensemen dressed that they just moved another guy back to play defense, and they weren't playing those guys up front much. They were going with 3 lines for the most part. But they were going with 3 lines, but I'd say 4 of those guys got unbelievable on that side. Sapineri, Pim, Ferrio, and 8 Reed. They seemed like they were out there the whole time. It was amazing watching it. They were going out every other shift for a while, So give them a lot of credit for how hard they worked and how they kept trying to get it going for themselves. I think that's a credit to Jimmy too, that team didn't die. And they usually come in tonight, especially after the first period, we only got 1 shot, and now 2 shots in the net. They come out in the second period and took it to us.
Well, you mentioned that first period we only allowed 2 shots to goal. Obviously, you lost Noonan yesterday. You come back and you only allowed 2 shots in the first period. How do you think the defense played tonight?
I thought we played pretty well in the first and third. I thought they controlled the puck a lot in the second period. I was a little disappointed with coverage of man-to-man down low. That was just in the second period. I think we got it back to the middle.
Well, do you think that perhaps in community times someone like Ati maybe steps up? It seemed like he was playing pretty well.
I thought Ati played real well tonight. I thought he struggled with it last night. He came back and played more physical, played well with the puck. I thought Pat McGregor had a real good night. Riker had a real good night. And Scooby is Scooby. I think he's the best defenseman in the league, and defensive defenseman for sure. He really gave us a lot of minutes and played well too.
You seem less pleased with your team than you did even after the losses at Lowell a few weeks ago. Is there anything you didn't like from your team tonight?
I seem less pleased about what?
You seemed happier a few weeks ago after the Lowell series, in terms of
happy after losing 2 games.
Yes.
Must have been a new prescription I was on. I was happy the way we played at Lowell. I thought we played pretty hard, but I think we won 3 out of our last 4. And in every one of those games, I thought we played really well. Other than okay against Vermont the second game we lost, I thought we played really well against Merrimack here. Really well against Vermont the first night. Both games. I thought we really played well last night. So we're on a little bit of a roll. And, I told the guys, hey, we had home ice advantage down the stretch here. The last 3 out of our last 4 were down the stretch, or maybe even 4 out of 5. I said, if we can't win those games, we don't want home ice, But if we can win those games, it'll put us in better shape. this was an important game for us to win because I didn't care really if we got home ice. I wanted us to win this game. I told them before that we're not trying to get home ice tonight. We're trying to get another W, win a back-to-back game, and feel good about ourselves. If it gets us home ice, that's fine. If it doesn't get us home ice, that's okay too. But I can guarantee you, if you lose the game, you won't get home ice. So it was good for us to play as hard and as smart as we did for most of the game.
So you do wind up getting home ice. You have Merrimack coming in next weekend. How does that matchup suit you and your team?
Well, it's suited us pretty well so far, but that doesn't usually help. In fact, sometimes when you beat the team a couple times, they're more geared up for you. I would much rather play them. I would much rather play at home against Merrimack than play. They're really terrific at home. So I think it was good. And I really thought, going to bed last night, I thought for sure we'd get Providence. I wasn't sure if Providence could sweep Bowl, and I thought that we'd win, and that we'd wind up fourth, and they wind up fifth. I didn't realize what else was going to happen. So then you get the bizarro three-way tie, and we wind up on top of it.
So what was it like to see Ronan pick up his first career points
It was
tonight?
great. I think it's terrific for him. He played well in the defensive zone. That's what he's got to do most. But he looked pretty. He didn't look nervous out there at all, and he played well. Good for him.
So when that puck goes in the net, you try to lobby with the ref to say, hey, it didn't tip off any stick.
I didn't. I think it was definitely off the gilt stick. So it's one thing to get an assist, it's another thing to steal a goal from somebody else. Matty wouldn't want it anyway.
Any reason you didn't shake Vinny Saponari's hand at the end?
Because he doesn't shake my hand. I would have, in every other game we played, he doesn't shake my hand. So, but I can understand why. I have no problem with that. Vinny Saponari played very, very well tonight. He played very, very well last night. He said he's one of the best players in this league. So